Where did, well, we ended up in the East Coast. East Coast or West Coast? East Coast.
That's west there.
Well, I'm pointing wrong, but anyway. And this fellow from, shoot, where was this guy from that I always tell the story about? Anyway, he's from Lake Salina or somewhere. But I said to him one day, I said, how come you're drafted? You're too old. And he says, I'm just barely old enough to be drafted. So we ended up at the same place for our initial training.
Is that Mel?
I can't remember his name even, but
Mel.
we finally, after some weeks, we got a day off when we could go to this little town. And I remember going, and when I come home, I saw him, and he was out in the middle of the road prinkling. And here was the big chief of the whole region with his daughter in a car coming down and seeing it. Well, they put him in the kitchen work, and so I saw him one day, and I says, well, how come they were so mean and brutal to you? And he says, well, I don't know. He says, we do that all the time. And then
Monroe.
he told me the name.
Monroe.
Salina?
In Monroe.
In
Well, he
Monroe.
was from Monroe.
Oh, he's from Monroe.
Yeah.
I'm in Monroe.
Oh,
Nobody
dear.
cares.
Some things I remember.
Well, what do you remember about Grandma Ramsey?
Graham sitting on the porch, and
he died earlier than she did. I don't remember the dates.
I remember when he died, we just barely started going together, and Emran Jensen sang in her funeral, and I had to play for him, and that's the first time they said, well, I need you to play the piano.
You've been playing funerals ever since?
Weddings and funerals and care centers. That's
Who
mine.
was it that used to come up to our house and soak his feet in hot water or something? Remember, he had a cane? He'd walk all the way up past that service station. And
That was your,
that
was before my
that
time.
couldn't have been Josh. Oh, well, it could. It
It
could.
wasn't my time.
I
before.
think it was Josh. He had bad feet or something.
Anyway.
You know, well, your dad died. He was pretty young, wasn't he?
No,
60.
He was 58.
60.
I think he was
Had a
58.
massive heart attack. Is that what it was? Right?
I
At
don't
home?
know. It
Came
could've
home
been.
and had nice chicken dinner and everything. Went in, sat down to rest before Ed Street was going to pick him up, to go back to work.
Oh, I thought it was Fournier.
And so Ed came along and honked, and Melissa was out in the back in the garden. And she thought, well, that's funny that Oris doesn't go out, and he honked and honked. And she came in the house and he was in the chair dead.
He just died.
He was sitting on his chair dead,
Just had a big
60
lovely-
years old, that's
I
That's
think
pretty young.
nowadays, that's young.
But that's a heck of a good way to go when you consider all the other alternatives.
Oh boy, isn't it though?
Yep. It was, he was only 60.
I thought he was 58 with that.
Oh, God, in fact, before you go, I want you to see that and then see what I do every afternoon.
Let me go get something.
You know, I don't
Kids
have-
haven't eaten.
I don't have any
Thank-
pictures of Grandma Ramsey. Grams.
Graham.
Eugene said, when her and Jerry were married, she said, we had to go every Sunday afternoon. Everybody had to go to Graham's.
Uh-huh.
She said, that was not even an optional thing. We had to all go to Graham's.
Graham's.
Shoot, I wish I'd had my pictures more sensibly placed, because I've got a picture of that whole family, all the, remember that one in the front?
Like, where are all your pictures and stuff? I don't know.
I thought I knew right where they
Well,
were.
you get a lot of this stuff that isn't as
That I
necessary.
didn't.
The other stuff.
Well, that's great stuff. In fact, I ought to set aside the things I do want copies of. But, well, you go find your picture box. I'll pay you $1 million. I have that one, and
No,
these people, I don't know these people really.
Let's see.
But this is good. That class picture's
These are
great.
his high. Oh, she was Eudora Miller,
Helen
and she's the one
Keller.
that taught him that poem. He just said everybody that was in Eudora Miller's class in high school had to memorize things and probably.
She made you memorize that poem about the drums.
And there's old Mabon Thompson he was their principal, and she looks like an old maid kind of ish, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
You know, when Katie left for that mission, she called me that morning and she says, I need you to write the story of Grandma Ramsey and her being a midwife, because they have this project
Oh yeah.
of notable women of Utah. But I don't have anything
No.
on her.
Let me
Well,
go.
isn't that
Well,
is that
we
the
need to go.
Graham?
This is the history of James Burns that your mother wrote.
Well, wasn't there one on Graham Ramsey?
There might be. I'm looking through
Well, let me
these.
go see what's in here.
But what do you remember about her? Was she like
Graham?
teen? Was she like teen? Was teen?
I don't think so. I don't think there was anybody quite like Teen. She
Did
was-
teen ever have a boyfriend? Why didn't she ever get
No,
married?
somebody in her life wouldn't let her get interested in anybody.
Somebody in her life.
We one in the family or something. I'm trying to think how that worked. I don't know.
Lavelle Waters. He's the guy that, I don't know.
Well, you've got a good memory. See, you still got your brain, or your brain.
Oh,
You ought to use it as much as you can till you get my age.
yeah? I think I should start writing the poetry now?
I think so.
I like this. This is a good picture here. Lynn Karstensen. Oh yeah, they own this is probably the hotel.
Oh, yeah,
CO
it
and
is.
Rod.
It is. It's called a snack shop, but this was at one end of the hotel.
Yeah, the snack shop. It ultimately became Slice 'em Thins, didn't it? Or no, that's the
That's a-
same picture there.
It's a bigger one though, but you can get. This is where the eating was. Oh, they call it Johnson's Hotel then. I don't remember that.
R.D. Adams photo. Now he just died, I think, or his son. I don't know. Look at those pants. Now that's early. Those are early. See that, Terry? Josh's barber shop was down
Well, it was halfway between
middle of the block, wasn't it?
Center Street and First North. It was in the middle of the block. Yeah.
Well, I bet it was. He owned that building where Thomas Music is now,
Yeah, probably.
probably. Yep.
Now, I guess this is the courthouse. Would it have been that old?
Yeah, it would have been.
Look at it.
Yep, that's the old courthouse. Oh, why'd you let them tear that house down anyway?
I don't think we had any say.
Now, behind the house, it seemed like Carl had almost like a trailer park or a camping area,
Well,
didn't
they built it. They built cabins, you know, on that on the street, and then coming back towards the
Right.
house.
Not where the park is, but across the street from the
Yeah.
park.
And because I remember watching them when they built that, and then then they had chickens and stuff on the one side.
So you really don't remember your grandfather too much. He died. What? I was gonna. He
Yeah.
died in '46. Well, '46. Pap.
When did I get born?
You got born in Oh, you're 90, so 23. You were 23 years old when he died.
My
And she
gosh.
lived another 11 years.
I thought I knew him better than that.
Yeah.
Why don't
She's
you
looking
come and
for
look
some
at this-
stuff.
Come and look at this thing on the porch.
Okay, all right.
While Ann is. Oh! It's my knees mostly. Just take a walk.